So this is a combination of Sculpted and Nomad Sculpt. The ground and all this like the pink stuff and these pink flowers here, those are all from Blender. These are from Blender Kit, which is like a free add-on for Blender that you can just like add things. Some of the flowers I made myself, but you can see that they're the bad ones. This tree is from Blender Kit as well. The background is AI. So it's an AI background that I kind of put together specifically for this scene. I wanted the sun where I wanted it. Obviously the lighting I've done in Blender, and that's what gives it this shine on one side and kind of makes it cohesive, but it still doesn't feel like it has enough atmosphere. Like it just feels too flat. And just so you can see the other ones that I rendered out. So this is the original artwork. Shout out to Malky. And here are some of the other renders that I made. Here's another. It's the one we saw. The time lapse is done. I decided that I needed a better render to represent it. I'm kind of liking one like this for it. Either that one. This one feels a little bit powerful, but I don't think the design, I don't think I like it that it's so close there. But the detail does look good. That will look good for a thumbnail because I have to do the vertical version for like Instagram. You have to put the vertical version and that's also pretty striking though. So let's share it to Procreate. So then it'll go through, and then once that goes away, I'll just open Procreate and you'll see it shows up here. Now I have free reign in Procreate. So the first thing I want to do is, it looks a bit dark. I'm still thinking about my cover image, and you don't want it to be too dark. You want it to be kind of bright and kind of poppy. This is sort of a dark scene, which I like, but I still want it to be a little bit brighter. So first, I think I'll go with curves, and I want to just make the darker parts a little more light because they're feeling a little dark to me. So that would be here on this little curve thing. I'm just going to pull it up next to where it's red. I think that's a little bit better. That looks a little bit better to me. Okay, cool. So the next thing I want to do is I use my brushes. So I have a pack called Faves Brush. You can get it on my Gumroad. It's free. If you want to donate a couple dollars, you can donate a couple dollars, but it's free. And it's just a concoction of some brushes that I made and then other brushes in Procreate, because brushes are so hard to find in Procreate. So for example, noise brush, where's the stubble brush? I use those a lot for atmosphere. And I also use the light pen a lot. So the first thing I want to show you is the light pen. Again, this is on my faves. And if you want to find light pen, it might be in lighting or something like that. Luminance. It's in Luminance. It might be a little different on mine because sometimes I adjust the brushes. So you can just go to my Gumroad and you can go to my website and you'll find it. Okay, so first, I was wondering why this looks so good. So this is already some changes that I made, but I'm going to get rid of them so I can just show you some new changes. So we'll just move this layer up. So the first thing I want to do is, so we have the lighting coming down from here, and these look kind of flat. There's no real atmosphere. There's no real kind of gradation. So that's what I want to add with the light pen. So first, I probably want to take this orange. So we'll take this orange color, and that's what the light pen looks like. We might go a little bit lighter with it, maybe a little bit more yellow. So something like that. So if you zoom in, you can see that it's very like choppy, and that's normal for Procreate because it's a raster program. It's not like vectors where everything is like smooth. But when you put some gradient on it, so I'm just going to do light pen around the edge. And here I can probably go even lighter, to be honest with you. I'll go to just like white. So now I'm just sort of cleaning up that edge. And I'll just go lighter where it sort of lightens out. But honestly, all the light is coming from this way. So this is actually sort of wrong. The light's coming down from the front, but you cheat a lot with lighting. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be exactly right all the time. It just has to like look good. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So essentially, as you can see, I'm just kind of going over these bright spots, and it just adds a nice gradation to that edge. Where it once was flat, now it has a little bit of a glow to it. And the glow is what we really want. And we'll add more to it later. I'm going to go a little bit more orange here because it's a little bit further away from the light source. It's a little bit on the opposite side. So here, whoops, I'll just go light and then just kind of make that a little bit brighter. So something like this. And you can switch back and forth to, actually I think you can just, so I'll go here and then you can, let me switch to a lighter color. So then I can just tap and hold and it'll change colors back and forth. So that's a little bit easier. See, I just trace over that edge. That might be too much, but you probably won't notice it. I'll leave it off for now. So yeah, just go through and play with these, make some glows because glows will always look nice. So that's the first thing that I want to do. Even like down here. And even here, all this can have, I'll even make this a little bit bigger. All this can have a glow, maybe even like these leaves here. So I'm just adding some highlights. And even like down here, I can add some highlights. Where that light might be hitting. Now there should be highlights over here as well, but I'm not going to go too crazy with that. This looks like it would be nice with some highlights on it. So I'll just make that nice and bright. Maybe down here. Okay, so those look pretty good. We'll add some small ones over here too. So another thing that you can add to sort of enhance things. So the next thing I want to do, I'm going to add another layer, and I want to take the color of this glowing eye. And that's the only thing I don't like about Cycles rendering in Blender. So we have this nice glow. I'm going to make it a little bit more green like that. But there's no atmosphere, so like it's only shining off of the inside of the eye socket. So you can use, I'll either use Noise Brush or Stubble. Those are two great brushes just to add noise. I'm going to put the opacity down some. And I'll just add, literally just add some around here. Maybe a little bit bigger and just kind of add it around that area. Can't really see it too much. There you go. Now you can kind of see it a little bit more. If you zoom in, then you can see how it's affecting everything. And there's also things that I might do to this eye. So I might go down to the base layer and add a layer right above it. And then just take black. And I might use, let's see, do I have it in here? Yeah, I might use Sketchmaster. Sketchmaster is a good brush for this. I'll make it really small. So we have this black here. So I might just go like, I always say that. So I'll go over the black, maybe make that corner a little more succinct. The eye looks pretty good. I don't think I have to do much to that. And if you want to, let's say you didn't want this eye to be coming down so far, you can do things like take Liquify, maybe turn it up some. And you can actually just use Liquify. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. You want to be on the base layer for that. So go here and Liquify. And if you want, you can move. We'll do a little bit smaller. You can adjust or move. Like let's say I wanted the eye to be a little bit more like that. So that's a good use of Liquify. Undo that. Okay. So I think that looks a little bit better. Oh, I also wanted to show you Stubble Brush. So we'll do Stubble Brush. You can add some stubble around there. It's kind of big. Same sort of thing. I usually use one or the other, but stubble brush is just another one that I use pretty often. And you can also, let's use a soft brush, and let's go in the layer. Let's merge this layer down. We'll go on that top layer again, and then we can sort of enhance this glow here by just sort of enhancing it in the eye. So it looks pretty good. So next, I'm just going to merge these layers, add a new layer. So I might just go white with Sketch Master. Make sure, okay. I have to make sure because I did some edits, but I want to make sure that I show you all the new edits. So on the new layer, I'm using Sketch Master, and I'm going to grab this color here, this lighter color. We'll make it even lighter. And you can enhance like little things like this shine. You see how light that is there? So I'm kind of enhanced that shine, and then I'll use the smudge tool, and the airbrush is good actually for that. I'll make it a little bit smaller. So I'm smudging with an airbrush. So that'll allow me to make it look a little bit more natural. So all I'm doing is pretty much like enhancing these little color pops. They don't look like much, but trust me, it's all these like little things that kind of come together. So that kind of like helps put a little pop to the teeth. And if you think it's too much, you can always lower you can always make it a little bit lower if you think it looks silly. And you can lower it a bit. But I think that looks pretty good. I wanted to add some noise around here as well. So we already added some highlights, but I want to add some noise. And actually here, so I want to add noise, and maybe it's nicer if we could get some of this glow over on these leaves more. So we'll try to do that in a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and merge this layer down, add a new layer. Let's take, let's try to find that really bright, yeah, so somewhere around there. I want to use, should I use noise or stubble? Let's try them both. Stubble looks pretty good. Sometimes I change this to an additive or a color burn. So if we change it to add, let's see if we can take a look. It kind of brightens everything up. I'll make them a little bit bigger. And I just want to do some, is this stubble? Yeah, so this is stubble. So I'm just kind of going over this a little bit. It just kind of puts in a little bit of atmosphere. When you go in close, it looks kind of funny, but it's just to really give it some atmosphere. I'll put some here. Okay, I'll add a little more here. Maybe add a little more around here. So just adding some atmosphere and some texture to everything. Okay, and if you want, you can make this actually really bright. Some places like this is really, really bright, so I might literally just do like a bright pop, where that light is really hitting, but it's also hitting like dust and gnats and stuff like that. You know, you ever walk like in the sunset and you see like those like gnats and stuff, and they're all lit up by the light. So it's sort of like that. So I wanted to see, let's add a little bit more noise too. Let's just add some noise here. Okay. All right, so the other thing that I wanted to do, let's add a new layer, and let's change this to an add layer as well. And let's make it a little bit more of a warmer color. I want to see if I can get some more on those leaves. So let's use, I don't really want to use light pen. Let's check out Sketchmaster. Let's just see what it looks like. Let's see, soft brush. Soft brush might work well. Because if I'm using soft brush, I can use the brush, so I can kind of get like, and then I can use the smudge as well. Wait, what brush am I using? Let me make it a little bit bigger. So I can use the smudge a little bit bigger. You can kind of get some pops of light on these leaves here. And we can also use, let's see. I guess we could use light pen again. Let's try Sketchmaster. I just want to put some pops of light on some of these leaves. Okay, and I'm going to use smudge to kind of like get him to look a little bit more natural. So just like it's, so it's peeking over a little bit more. So let's use the soft brush and let's lower the opacity. And I still want, it's an additive. Let me do an add layer and let's try like color burn. Let's just see what that looks like. Oh, that's not what I want. I'll get rid of this layer. I'll go back to the add layer. And I might make this a little more orange. Okay, that's what we want. So I like it. I'm going to add a new layer so I can take it away or change it if I want to. But it's the same thing, another add layer. And so I'm literally just lightening up. This part of it. Maybe even a little here as well. So now it looks a little bit better. And it might actually even look nice here. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's a little, I can see it a little bit back here, so I'm just going to use smudge and, or blend, or smudge. I'm so used to Nomad. And you can take erase if you think you did too much. You can just take the eraser and sort of erase a little bit of it away. That would be nice to add some texture there too. So let's go back to, we'll do stubble. It's not too bad. Let's go with the more red color. The one thing I couldn't get on the lights was a nice, where's my light pen? I couldn't really get them. I wanted these to be a brighter, like a brighter red, but I couldn't really get it. Let's go even more red, because the light pen will make it a bit lighter. I wanted to do a little bit of ambient occlusion, but I couldn't really get that to work the way that I wanted as well. But now I can just add, I can add sort of what I was trying to do. I don't want it to be super, super clean. So, and this needs to be maybe more red actually. How would I do that? It looks as red as it can be. that one's way more red. Should I, maybe I'll erase these down a little bit and add a little bit more of this red color. Like lava, it's really nice. But I don't want it to be that clean, so sometimes I have to like use different, you know, kind of go a little bit softer, a little bit harder, so it doesn't look that clean, because these really wouldn't look super clean. This might be a little bit there, maybe. Maybe we'll add a little noise. Can't even see. Okay, that looks nice. This I actually wish was a little bit more green. I'm being honest with you. I'm not sure how I want to pull that off. Let's add a layer and let's see what happens if we use the soft brush. We might have to play around with the layer types. But with the soft brush, I might be able to just kind of fake it. Let's see. Let's try Sketch Master. So I'm actually just like drawing leaves, like the way that the leaves are on the other parts of the tree. You know, will anyone notice? Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Let's try with the soft brush. Maybe I'll just try to... I don't think anyone will notice that. But one thing I might need to do is I'll go darker, and let's try to use Sketch Master again. Let's see if we can make the... Will anyone notice? Probably not. So let's go ahead and smudge this and make it a little bit more natural looking. So if anyone is watching this video and then sees this on Instagram, let me know if you know the tricks, you know what I've done to this. I don't think anyone would notice that, but it looks better because it was too see-through before. These kind of are too, but I don't mind them. I don't mind that as much. Okay, so also let's take this nice, beautiful pink color or fuchsia kind of color. Let's do some light pen, and I gotta figure out a better way to sit. Because some fuchsia light pen. Let's do an add layer. And let's just see what this looks like. Let's see if we can... So I'm just literally just doing light pen and trying to make it look like this light is like bouncing off of some of the plants. What do we think about that? I don't know. Here's a little smudge. But I just want to give it a little something, you know? Okay, I kind of like it. I think it looks fine. Let's take a little bit more of this yellow color. Oh, this is an add layer. Let's add some noise up here. I'll make this really big and lower the make it a little bit darker and these a little bit bigger. So just add some noise here. A little bit brighter back there. We can do what's a good brush? Let's do the soft brush. If we want, we can add a little bit of make that a little bit brighter. Do a little smudge. We can also, if we want to sort of enhance a little bit of this, we can do that as well. Maybe there's a little pink in there. Yeah, how do I even get the pink? It's a little pink, just like a little pops of color, and if they get to be too much, just use smudge. Kind of blend them out a little bit. Just kind of give the sky a little something extra. But I think it's looking pretty good. It still looks kind of dark to me. Well, maybe that's just the way that I'm viewing it. I'm sort of sitting kind of far back from my screen, actually. So this looks pretty good. I don't really like this hard line here, so I'm going to go to the base with the smudge. I'll just smudge this a little bit. Just because I don't like that really hard line. You can also, let's say we wanted to add like, could probably do it with like Sketchmaster. Let's say we add a new layer. If we wanted to add some grass. Could add some grass to the scene if you want. Take smudge and make sure that the bottom parts of this, I'll just go crossways. No one will ever know. I think that looks pretty good. I might make him a pinch brighter. Curves. Just try to make it a pinch brighter. Place a little thing down there. Man, this is really hard to move. I like it dark, but I feel as though... Okay, I'll take that. I'll buy that. So I think that looks pretty good. We did some good edits to this. I really think that I really enjoy doing little details like this. They kind of, sometimes things can feel a little bit like it's too much when you're doing it. And of course it comes with time, and you know, you kind of get better at just seeing what you need to do. So there's also that. The thing I like about Procreate is you can just add as many layers as you want. I feel like it's just so incredibly useful. Such a great program. I just feel like I need to add a little bit more on the end of some of these leaves. just like a little, just ones that would also be catching some of this light. Make it really bright where, wait a minute, let's put this all the way up. Okay, let's go ahead and just smudge this in. You know what, and I do the same things like when I'm like sculpting. Like I feel like I sculpt so similar, in such a similar way that I, you know, work in Procreate and work in 2D. You know, I think about it very much the same way. These feel, how do they look? Oh, they look okay. They feel a little bright, so I'm just going to lower them down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. I don't always like to see what I'm doing. Sometimes if I see it, then it's too much. All right, that looks good. Just trying to think of anything else. No, I think I'm happy with this. So yeah, I mean, there you have it. Those little details just kind of bring things to the next level, especially when there's things that you see that you don't like. You can always just, you know, make adjustments in 2D. It's very, very doable and very easy. Do I want to make a leaf here? Part of me wants to try to make a leaf there. I'll take this green. We'll use Sketchmaster. And how about we make a little leaf there? So we'll just make it like this. Make it a little bit bigger. So maybe we'll do a leaf there. And we'll do a little bit darker underneath. And now I'm just like matching the other leaves. Okay, so darker underneath. And we'll lower the opacity and just do like something like that. And now let's see if we can just use smudge and just sort of make it fit. Okay, and then maybe we'll take this color here and just give it a little, I don't know why I keep double tapping that. I'm not sure why I'm doing that. And now we have another leaf there. But I think that's pretty good. I just wanted to show you guys this last step and things that I do. And I just wanted to impart like how much time and patience and how much work goes into just the thumbnail. You really have to be careful when you're presenting your work, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you are. You know, everything that you post is a culmination of your brand and your portfolio. Everything is your portfolio, especially when you start getting better and start really doing things, you know, getting paid for work and things like that. Everything is your portfolio. Now you can post sketches, loose sketches, you know, whatever you want, but sometimes you can do things to make sure that they look better or that they look cleaner, even if it's like framing it the right way and like all that stuff. So like I pay attention to the framing. I can't fit the whole thing in here, but I think the framing is still pretty cool. I think it works. And I'm just always paying attention to all of the details and really making it pop, because you never know who's looking at your work, who's watching your work, who is thinking about, you know, working with you or offering you work or whatever. For me personally, I'm not trying to do commissions. I literally just like love teaching. I love making videos. I love editing, and it's completely consumed my life. I spend 12 hours a day pretty much like working on classes and free classes for YouTube, paid classes. But I found that's where I fit in. And I had to do a lot of jobs for people before. You know, I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And that's pretty much how I make most of my money, is teaching. But it took a long time to get there. And it took a long time to build up my skills to where I was confident and comfortable and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So it takes a long time. It's not like an overnight thing. And, you know, you get to points in your life where you really have to figure out like what you want to do and what's going to make you happy. And just so you know, like, I spent a lot of time doing, you know, working jobs that weren't, you know, jobs that I wanted to do. And that's just the reality of it. Sometimes you have to do jobs that you don't want for a long time until you can set yourself up in a position where you don't have to do those jobs. But don't get it twisted. I spent a lot of my life doing jobs that I didn't want to do. But that's what you have to do sometimes in order to get to the places you want to get to. And that's like how it pretty much is for me. And it's not over. You know, I don't earn enough. All my money this year is going towards wedding stuff, and I'm completely freaking out about it. But what can you do, you know? I don't really have much of an option. But and as you can see, I can literally go on forever. You know what I mean? You can also like add, you know, other little details, like things that might not even be there, but kind of look natural. So that's when you just start having fun with it. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I think I'm gonna post the time lapse tomorrow, although tomorrow's a Monday, and I feel like my videos don't do well on Mondays. But I really want to post this because I really want to show it off. I really want to show off the time lapse. I did post it on TikTok, but that's like a talking one. It's not like fully condensed how I do them on Instagram. So if you want to check me out on TikTok, you can go check that out and you can see that video. It's here on YouTube as well. But the actual legit time lapse is going to be out, I guess, tomorrow. Maybe I'll just post it tonight. It's already Monday morning. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, do I want to do anything else with this? I think I'm happy. I'm always trying to think of like other things that I can do. I think I'm pretty good at this. Keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to go more in depth, then definitely check out my Skillshare classes where I am a top teacher. I have about 50 classes, both Procreate and Nomad Sculpt. I also have a few classes on Udemy, so if you want to learn more, or you just like my style, you like the way I teach, you want to support me, those are some other places that you can do it. Thanks again, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.